Lalo, THR here. What's going down, everybody? I hope you're doing well, and I hope wherever you may be, things are calm, cool, and collected. Today, we're going to talk about Mickey Mouse officially taking control of a huge portion of WWE, that is WWE PLEs, Premium Live Events, formerly known as pay-per-views. And this deal is very, very reminiscent of the days when we had to pay for pay-per-views, because beginning August, or I believe June or August of next year, 2026, WWE PLEs will be removed from Peacock and will jump ship to ESPN Plus, the service that is under the Disney umbrella. And my immediate thoughts when I heard this news was, well, shit, I guess I'm not watching WWE PLEs anymore. No more WrestleMania, no more SummerSlam, no more Royal Rumble. I cannot afford a whole nother service. I already got so many. My poor wife, she's paying like $100 a month for YouTube TV, and we don't even use it. To be quite honest, I sometimes I put it on. Sometimes I put on YouTube TV out of guilt and out of pity for my wife for spending that kind of money, and we don't even use the damn thing, you know. But yeah, I just don't know if I can afford a whole nother service. You know, it's gonna be $30 a pop. That is $30 per month for ESPN to access WWE PLEs. And you know, just to look on the bright side here, this is actually not too bad of a deal, considering that if they really wanted to, they could do the MMA model, the UFC model, which was you had to be subscribed to ESPN Plus, but at the same time you still had to pay for the pay-per-views as well. You know, UFC still doesn't have a WWE Network-esque type model, you know, a business model. They still run old school pay-per-views, just like boxing events as well. Although the biggest fight in boxing, Canelo Crawford, is gonna be on Netflix, which is huge, and I'm still surprised to this day that they're doing that, because they could have made a fortune putting that on pay-per-view, regular standard old school pay-per-view. But nonetheless, you know, that's what I thought was gonna happen with WWE PLEs. I thought they were gonna take a similar business model to that, or like to the DAZN. DAZN is another good example. You know, to access DAZN content, you have to subscribe to watch fights, but yet you still gotta pay for pay-per-views on DAZN, which is ridiculous, most especially for them, because that was literally their tagline, like literally their mission statement when DAZN first came out was, oh, this is the death of pay-per-views. We're gonna be the Netflix of boxing, blah, blah, blah. And of course, all that shit was all a lie. It never came through, you know. Or maybe they did. I think for like the first year or first half a year or something, it was like that, where you just fire up DAZN and you can watch Canelo fights and watch whatever else. You know, they had some pretty subpar fighters, to be honest. Not very good content at the time, you know. But nonetheless, WWE could have taken this same path, where they put their PLEs on ESPN Plus, but yet still charge a fee, an additional fee, for their pay-per-views. But they have not done that, as far as I know. I've heard other podcasters, other pundits say that that's the case. They have not opted to do that. Instead, you're just gonna pay a $30 a month subscription to ESPN, which, I mean, that ain't cheap. Obviously, that ain't cheap, especially when most of us already have so much shit. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. It's like, especially when it comes to being a WWE fan, it's like, okay, so you mean to tell me I still gotta pay for traditional cable to access SmackDown, which airs on the USA Network, while also having a subscription on Netflix to access Monday Night Raw, and now you're asking me to pay $30 a month for ESPN Plus just to access WWE PLEs? Like, make it make sense, bro. Like, in this economy right now, where, you know, prices of everything are going up, yet our wages are like going down, if anything. I mean, not to make this podcast, like political or economics based or anything like that, but I'm just calling it how I see it. In this kind of economy is rough. This is really reminding me. This is reminding me of several things. One of them being that, I'm a Liga MX fan. I watch Mexican soccer, right? The soccer league in Mexico, and it's like they got a similar situation where their content is all over the place. Like, for instance, if I want to watch Chivas play, right, I have to. I don't even remember what network, because I sail the seas, man. I'm gonna be honest. I sail the seas. It's probably what I'm gonna do with WWE ESPN. But I don't even remember what network has the rights to Chivas games. I want to say Telemundo or something like that. But then if I want to watch Tijuana play, I gotta go and watch. I gotta see if I have Fox Sports or Fox Deportes, And then if I want to watch America play, I gotta watch TUDN, or Televisa. And it's ridiculous. All these different teams, they have different networks. Some networks have multiple teams. But that's what this situation reminds me of with WWE. It's like they're adopting that same kind of money grubbing business model, where they're just gonna whore out their content. I even think, I haven't read too much into this, but I'm not sure if like WWE content is gonna be a separate sale. So like, for instance, Netflix gets Raw exclusively, ESPN gets the PLEs exclusively, but what about the WWE Network archives and back catalog? The Monday Night Wars, the Ruthless Aggression era documentary, the Legends House, and all those weirdo original shows that used to come out on the WWE Network. Like, they could sell that alone as well to a whole nother streaming service or something, which is probably what they're gonna do. I don't know if all that stuff is gonna, because they're leaving Peacock, obviously, and I don't know if all the content is gonna migrate to ESPN Plus or Netflix, or if there's another suitor out there that's gonna try to buy the rights for that back catalog and that content. I mean, realistically, look, man, WWE owns WCW tape library. They own the ECW tape library. They own NWA's tape library. I mean, AWA, etc., etc. I mean, not to mention NXT, which is on the CW or whatever. So the point is, they can actually whore out all of these individual collections and documentaries. I'm not saying that that's what I want to see, but I'm just saying that's a very real possibility. I haven't read too much into what they're going to do with that yet. I do know that they are leaving Peacock, though, for sure. That's what, it seems to be the case. But, not and more so just streaming in general, man, it has really gone downhill, man. Like, it's funny because I think back to the days of cable TV and how annoying cable TV used to be, because it was like really expensive and we didn't even watch all the channels. I remember as a kid, my parents complaining about it, and I would complain about it too. It's like, if I want to see something on the Food Network, I need to have the lifestyle package in my cable plan. But if I want to see some sports games, I have to have the sports package add-on. But oh, hey, I'm a soccer fan, so guess what? I need the Espanol package. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, can you guys not just allow me to pick exactly what channels I want subscribe to? No, of course not. Because they're gonna make more money by selling you all these different packages and compartmentalizing them, so that way each package will have one thing you might need and then another, so you can try to get everything, then they had add-ons and all this stupid shit. And then so we cut the cord and we all jumped on the streaming bandwagon, and guess what? It's come full circle, man, because now streaming today is very reminiscent of how annoying cable TV used to be back in the day. It's like, Peacock, for instance, this is an example. When WWE first moved to Peacock, which I don't even remember when that happened. I want to say in 2019 or 2020. But when they first moved to Peacock, I didn't want Peacock. I never wanted Peacock. I didn't give a fuck about anything on there. You know what I mean? But I did it just for WWE. And the crazy thing though is now I actually like Peacock now. I mean, they got that 70 show on there, so I'm not gonna dump Peacock. They got a few things on there that I like, but the point is, I made the investment of Peacock just for WWE, and that was reminiscent to me of the cable television days back in the day, where you would subscribe to all these different packages and add-ons just for one thing, while this company is charging $80, $90, $110 per month for most of the for things, the majority of which we don't even use or watch, which is crazy. Pirates of the Caribbean, y'all. Pirates are gonna start making a comeback. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I alluded to it earlier. I'm already kind of back to sailing the seven seas because, when it comes to soccer, at least, I like to watch my Mexican teams play. But, the League's Cup is popping off right now. And, I gotta get an Apple TV Plus subscription to access at these League's Cup games. But at the same time, I also gotta get an MLS season pass. Yeah, you couldn't point a gun to my head and make me become a MLS season pass holder. I wouldn't be caught dead with that shit, dog. It's not gonna happen, and I don't care how cheap it is either. And it is probably the cheapest season pass you could buy for any sport league, honestly. But it's not gonna happen. I'm not about to do that just to watch my Mexican teams play in this cookie dough chocolate chip Mickey Mouse cup that don't mean nothing. The League's Cup being that. But anyway, as far as WWE ESPN goes, yeah, man. Listen, I remember back in the day, Disney owns ESPN and Hulu, and they used to have a really good subscription package. I say back in the day, really not just a couple years ago, not that long ago. They had a pretty solid subscription where you can, a bundle, I should say, where you can get Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN for like $14.99 a month or something like that. That's actually not too bad of a value, to be honest. And, Hulu's got live TV. I'm pretty sure the live TV component was not included in that because there's different tiers, right? There's like Hulu Basic, and then you move up to Hulu Plus and Hulu whatever for the live TV. So, but nonetheless, I mean, listen, man, if they could come up with a good package, you know what I mean? sounds really familiar, right? But if they have a good bundle where I can get all of those different services at a fair price. Like, look, I'm willing to pay $30 a month if I get Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu with live TV. Okay? I know that's not gonna happen though. Because the live TV component by itself is really like a $40, $40 or $50 investment for most live TV services, right? I used to have Sling back in the day. I used to have what was the other one? I had a Fubo TV. That Fubo TV, that thing was like almost as expensive as YouTube TV is right now. That thing was crazy. But yeah, if they could come up with a good bundle that I could see value in, I'm not a big sports guy like I used to be. I'm not really a big sports guy. The only sports I fuck with is boxing, soccer, and pro wrestling, if you want to consider that a sport. But I'm not really a big sports guy, so I have no business getting ESPN. And they don't even have boxing on there anymore. Top Rank used to have fights on ESPN Plus, and now they're leaving. So they need to really do something to entice me to get that service, because as of right now, I'm not getting it. point blank. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not getting it. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this whole WWE ESPN partnership and PLEs now going to ESPN Plus, where it's gonna be $30 per month to access WWE PLEs.